our 10 finalists here. Final song, gentlemen. Good luck. Hukka. Hukka.
Good evening, everybody. Paul Gowder here with PowWows.com. Got a great show for you tonight. Special guest who is a amazing fashion designer. So I've got an interview with him coming up. Sit back and enjoy this video. Give everybody just a few minutes to get online.
Power fans, power fans.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. While you're waiting for the show to start, post in the comments and let me know where you're from. Appreciate you being here. Hello, everybody. We will start the show in just a minute. Got a great guest for you tonight. While you're waiting, let me know where you're watching from. Great to see everybody here tonight. Hey everybody, Paul Gowder here. We're going to start in just a minute. This video is from the 2015 Gathering of Nations. Thanks for being here, everybody. We're going to start in just a minute. Got a great guest for you tonight. Excited for you to hear his interview. And got some big announcements for you too. All right, the last video here is from the 2016 Gathering of Nations in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
When the sun goes down, the night sky is all around. I look up at the moon and I dream of you. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey.
Good evening. Sorry, trying to start. Good evening, everybody. I'm Paul Gatter with PowWows.com. Thank you for being here on another night. I'm streaming live every Thursday night on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So I appreciate you being here with me again. I hope you're having a great week and hope you are heading to a powwow this weekend and staying safe with you and your family out there. Hope everything is going well for you. So tonight I've got a really special guest. I'm excited. I've been following his art and his fashion for a long time. In fact, I got a video of some footage I took of his art at one of my favorite places. So we'll get to that in a few minutes, but I do have some special announcements to make first. So we are still doing our 25th anniversary PowWows.com giveaway. You can enter that. We are giving away, to see the stack over here, I've got 25 Pendleton blankets we are giving away to celebrate 25 years of PowWows.com. You guys made it. Help us get here, so I want to give a little bit back. 25 blankets we're going to give away. You can enter that contest daily, so check that out over at www.powwows.com/25. And at the end of the show, I will give you a special code that you all watching tonight, only you all, can get, and gives you special entries into the contest. All right, get a couple comments here. So, how can I find a powwow drum group? If you are looking to, start singing and join in on a powwow group, first thing I would recommend is go to some of your local powwows, start talking to the guys there, and see who has open seats or who's, doing that kind of thing. If you are looking for a powwow to bring into your powwow, let me know. I've got contacts. I can help you find powwow groups and drum groups. And we are working on a directory for PowWows.com that will help out with that too. So stay tuned for that. All right, so got some questions. Yeah, the special code is at the end. Hello from Oklahoma. See Oklahoma, Michigan. Let's see. Texas is watching. More Michigan, Texas. Awesome. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. This is great. All right, so the other special announcements. I'm going to tell you about the shirt in a minute, but I do have, we are super excited again to have a sponsor for this week's show. Things are still getting crazy. Hey, Susanna from Sydney, Australia. That's awesome. Thanks for being here. Things are still crazy with this pandemic, but we can get through this, y'all. So I want to thank our friends over at vaccines.org for again sponsoring this. And here's a special message from vaccines.org and our friend Superman.
Honor our past, be influenced by those who came before us, and rise to make a difference. It's easier than ever before to be a modern-day warrior. Let's get vaccinated so we can get back to making history. We can do this.
We can do this, y'all. So head on over to vaccines.org and find out about how you can get the vaccine and share it with your family. It is now FDA approved, so let's get through this and get powwows going. Powwows are back and they're happening all over the country, but we are getting notices every day, more and more notices about events having to cancel and having to go virtual. So we can get through this, y'all, but we all have to do it together. All right, a couple more. I do have some more announcements, but I just see some comments I want to address. So Rayleigh's asking about the story of the jingle dress. Yeah, I can do a show on that one night, but we do have information. If you just go to PowWows.com, and we do have a page on that and lots of videos that will help you out there. But yeah, I'll have to do a video on that eventually. All right, the other big announcement. So I'm super excited about this. I'm wearing a shirt that I was testing out some designs with, but excited to announce. So as part of our 25th anniversary, we wanted to do several big things this year. So something we've been working on and wanting to do for a long time. Announcing it finally, we at PowWows.com has started a scholarship fund. We are working with the American Indian College Fund, and we have funded a $5,000 college scholarship. Right now, it's an annual scholarship. We are going to donate $5,000 each year to students and help them attend tribal colleges. And here's where you guys come in. So to keep this fund going and hopefully get it to 10 or 15 or even more, we've created a special line of merch. And let me pull that up here. Here is our first shirt that we've got. Strong, resilient, educated, and indigenous. So if you head over to www.powwows.com/scholarship, you can check that shirt out. The folks on Instagram here, let me flip you over so you can see it. There is the shirt design. www.PowWows.com/scholarship is where you can find out about it. There's only 100 of those shirts being made, and they're on pre-order right now if you go over and buy it, and those will start shipping next week, hopefully. And 100% of the proceeds from those shirts are going into making this scholarship happen. So I really appreciate your support, guys. I want to give back to the community and help some students get their education. So go check that out, www.PowWows.com/scholarship. Rayleigh's asking, when is Gathering? So Gathering of Nations is held in April, the third weekend in April. The 2022 Gathering is set to be an in-person powwow. As long as things stay the same, we will be back in Albuquerque. Really looking forward to that. So check that out. And you can find out more about those powwows and others over at our calendar, www.PowWows.com/calendar. And of course, you can email me or contact me and we'll help you find anything about that. All right. Northern Traditional Dancer here. Hey, thanks for being here. That's awesome. Louisiana watching. Awesome. I see Manitoba on Instagram and Gallup, Virginia and Florida. Hey, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Okay. Also, another special announcement. We, as part of our 25th anniversary, I finally brought something back. Wanted to be bringing it back for a while. So if you're not able one week to join us here on the live video and you still want to catch these interviews, or if you just want to be able to take these interviews with you in the car when you're working out or out walking, whatever, or driving to that next powwow, we've launched a powwow podcast. So if you go over to wherever you download your podcasts, whether it's Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever, just look for Powwow Life from PowWows.com. And you will get any of these special guests and interviews. And we've got even some more special shows coming up just for the podcast. So you can check that out over at Powwow Life Podcast. So that's cool. Are there powwows in Georgia? Someone is asking. So yes, our calendar lists powwows from all 50 states and almost every Canadian province. So if you just go to www.PowWows.com/Georgia or slash whatever your state's name is, you will find them. So I'm going to pull it up here. Sorry, on Instagram you're not able to see this as well. Let's see. I'm pulling it up now. Let's see what's going on in Georgia. So there was some in May and April. There's one coming up in October. And make sure you keep checking the calendar because lots of powwows still haven't listed their information for 2021. Yes, there are powwows in Illinois. They're everywhere. Just head on over to the calendar. I promise you'll find one close to you. I don't have it with me right now, but one point we actually did a map and we put a dot everywhere we've had a powwow and drew like a 50-foot radius, and it touched almost the entire United States. So there are plenty of powwows to find. All right, a couple more comments here. Looking to become a grass dancer. So if you want to start dancing, we actually did a show a couple weeks ago about getting into powwows and kind of what you expect as a first-time visitor or first-time dancer. Go check that out. Also, just shoot me an email and we can talk a little bit more about it. Let's see. Stone Mountain, Georgia. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that one this year. I don't know if they're doing it or not. But like I said, just keep checking our powwow calendar. We do have a full-time employee now. One of her we only have one full-time employee. 25 years. We finally this year hired our first full-time employee, and it's not me. And one of her responsibilities is to check the calendar and add information, and she works on it every single day. So we are doing that. What's the hottest powwow? There's Gathering Nations is the biggest. The hottest I've ever been was probably somewhere in, like hot heat-wise, dancing anywhere in August, especially here in the South. But everybody's got their opinion, right? One of the powwows I really want to make it to that I haven't, one of the hottest powwows, Crow Fair just happened, was last weekend. Oh man, that one is one I have not gotten to yet, and I really want to head to that. All right, so tonight, let me talk a little bit about our special guest. If you have probably seen his fashion somewhere online before, ACONAV is his company, and it's Loren Aragon. Golly, I get tongue twisted. Loren Aragon is the designer and the mind behind this company. And Instagram, let me flip you over so you can see this. He designs fashion, and he'll tell you a little bit about that in the interview, but I just wanted to show you some of his products. And make sure you go check out his website at ACONAV.com, ACONAV.com. But he is taking traditional designs and putting them on modern elements and modern outfits, whether it's t-shirts, handbags, face coverings, scarves, and then even these amazing gowns and dresses. So he is an awesome designer. Super excited that I was able to spend a few minutes with him. One of the reasons I really wanted to talk to him is he was invited a few years ago to be part of a special exhibit that they put down at Disney World. And if you follow me for any amount of time, you know that we go to Disney World often. So I took a video of that, and you can, at the end, you'll see his design there in the exhibit, and then I'll play his interview. So this is a video I took of the Creating Traditions exhibit at Epcot at Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World has recently opened a new exhibit in the American Adventure Pavilion in Epcot. Creating Tradition, Innovation, and Change in American Indian Art showcases authentic, historical native artifacts alongside contemporary works of American Indian art, demonstrating examples of cultural tradition which have been handed down through generations. Native communities from 7 geographic regions across the United States are included in the gallery. Their art represents the richness, depth, and diversity of Native cultures, past and present. This collection is made possible through the collaboration of the Museum of Indian Arts and Culture in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and the Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian in Washington, D.C. As you browse the gallery, enjoy the enriching, immersive storytelling experience with interactive displays. Installations throughout the exhibit can help you further explore the art, artifacts, and history with narration and insights provided by some of the artists themselves. Hope you'll take a minute to explore this exhibit next time you're at Walt Disney World visiting Epcot. And this dress here, that is Loren's creation, and it is the centerpiece of the exhibit.
People ask me.
Here is the interview with Loren Aragon. Tonight's guest is an award-winning designer who mixes traditional designs and patterns with modern day outfits and dresses and bags. So I'm super excited to have Loren Aragon here. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
And you know, your company and your designs really produce some amazing stuff. But before we get into that, you know, just can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Yeah, so I'm Loren Aragon. I'm from the Acoma Pueblo of New Mexico. I live and grew up in Acoma for the first 18 years of my life. Went on to school for engineering at ASU in Arizona. Finished with my degree in 2004. Always had art in my background. I had my mother and my aunt who were seamstresses for most of their lives, an uncle who did jewelry, and was just very inspired by art since I was young. I did a lot of illustration growing up. We started a greeting card company, and it basically evolved into a fashion brand. Got into doing art kind of full time in 2009 when I first saw the Santa Fe Indian Market for the first time in person,
right?
And was very inspired by just how our people were progressing tradition into modern art and wanted to be a part of that somehow. So started my own thing with illustration, then eventually into some jewelry and sculpture, and eventually into fashion design. And I've been doing this since 2016 when ACONAV actually became a full fashion brand, and been doing it ever since, and really happy to see where it's progressed. ACONAV is now a full fully owned Native American fashion brand based out of Phoenix, Arizona. It celebrates the strength and empowerment of women worldwide.
That's awesome. And I love hearing a story of, you started with engineering, but that creative side kept calling to you. Actually went and did a college tour with my daughter today. She's kind of figure out where to go. And so I'm telling her, go and get a degree, but don't let it lock you in. You can do lots of things. Engineering to fashion design. It's a logical course, right?
Right.
Well, yeah. So, and so talking about that, where did the art, you said it's always been with you. As a child, were you doing, traditional crafts? Were you beading? Were you, drawing? Where did the mix, I guess, of the traditional designs come from?
We got you. Yeah. Well, Acoma Pueblo is mostly known for our pottery art. So
Right.
it was always around me as a kid. I had grandparents, grandmothers that hand coiled clay pots and painted them. My immediate grandmother, my matrilineal grandmother, maternal grandmother, her and her friends would get together and do painting in the house. And I was always observant to that. My mother at a later age taught me a couple things with ceramics and again with painting and doing some of our designs. And it just never really stuck. I loved to draw, and that's really what kept me in the arts. And I refined that growing up through high school and college. But my grandfather was the one that really kind of kept me thinking. You have to find a promising career, something that's going to take you far. So in a way to honor him, we were into Return of the Jedi, Star Wars, the whole get up, and we were always into space and this stuff, dinosaurs, whatever was on TV was about science. So he really kind of locked me into finding a career path in technology, and that's what took me far. But in the back of my mind, it was always this other thing that was his legacy also, is how to preserve our culture. How do we keep our culture alive as we grow forward? We can't just be stuck here with the traditional things that we do every day. We do have to evolve. We do have to grow and go forward. And, our pottery is one thing, but how do we get that, moving in a different direction too? So a lot of these things that, I guess it was part of the engineering part of my mind that was, there's a problem. How do we solve it? Or how do we, find a solution? So, this is it for me. This is how I want to do it. I'm doing it through fashion. It's a step away from the clay, and something that's wearable, something that can be seen and worn and displayed almost every day. And it's my hope is that it always inspires a new generation, that it always keeps people thinking that we don't just have to do pottery. This art is very versatile. We can change it and mold it into something and still be part of our culture, back to our culture. And that's really what kind of really connected me back to Acoma and everything that we believed in. It was great to, kind of research my own people and really find out, what, our origins and where we came from, all this, all these stories that I've always heard as a kid growing up, and just kind of refined all that for me. So yeah, it was a big step, from engineering to fashion for me. And I like to say that I went from geek to chic, and that's really what but again, I was driven by so many things. I'm still driven by so many things, and that's here I am now with what I'm doing.
That's awesome. That's really cool to see that you've been able to turn that into not just a full-time career, but really a thriving business. And over the years, I've seen your designs in several places. Before we were recording, I said, I took a picture of some of your designs down at Disney World, and so your art is all over the place. It's on runways. It's you have everything from face coverings and T-shirts to dresses and gowns. So I guess, what have been some of the highlights there? For me, having my art at Disney World would be a highlight, but I know you've had some other pretty awesome highlights there too with your fashion.
Yeah, back in 2016 when I started, I about 2 years before that, I saw the Phoenix Fashion Week runway for the first time in person as a spectator, and what really kind of set me off at that one, kind of to be inspired by, was that there was no Native American designer on that stage. It's in Phoenix. It's in the backyard of
Right.
the Southwest, and just was really taken back by why we had no Native American representation there. So that's really what drove me to get into it, and getting my design started in the years to follow, and then actually ending up in the Phoenix Fashion Week on the runway because of the program that's provided to educate design and emerging designers about the business of fashion, was one of the beginning highlights to ACONAV. And what came of that the year following was being named Couture Designer of the Year, with everything that I brought to the stage and everything that I was capable of putting our business through to be recognized in that way. And with that were all the doors that opened, all these opportunities that came. And one of them was this opportunity with Disney. I will, for being an engineer for 13 plus years, I was always submitting my application to be an Imagineer with
Oh,
Walt
wow.
Disney World. What
That's
was the
awesome.
funny, the tables turned, and what was funny is that they came looking for me. At We Are the Seeds in Santa Fe, I was sought out by some scouts, basically, that were looking for indigenous talent to be part of this exhibition called Creating Traditions,
Right.
Change, and Innovation in American Indian Art. And someone had told them about what I was doing as far as taking pottery art and putting it into fashion design. And this, resonated throughout the exhibit, that this is exactly what they wanted to capture. So, with the ideas of the Museum of Indian Arts and Culture, they wanted for me to choose a pottery that really kind of stood out to me, that could be translated into some sort of dress or some sort of garment. And me, being a Disney fan as well, just kind of looked at, well, we have all this princess history in the whole history of Disney. And so I really wanted to create this dress and be which was chosen to be the centerpiece in this exhibit. So I'm really glad you saw that down there, and happy that it's still up and being displayed. But along with that, the year to follow, that dress really kind of caught fire onto other things and media. And my own alma mater, Arizona State, saw a lot of it. And a gal from who's the president of the Gamage Auditorium in theater, she saw that her and her team saw my work. And um, their thing was always to reach out to local designers in the Arizona area to outfit her to be present on the Tony Award at the Tony Awards. She is Arizona's only Tony Award voter, Colleen Jennings Roggensack, and she reached out to me saying, "I need you to outfit me. Here's what the ideas, the designs that I like, and what can we do?" So we created a one of a kind dress for her to be on the red carpet. So
That's awesome.
2019 was that year that we did that for her. And again, more media attention, more great things. And that those are probably among the greatest highlights for me thus far. And just recently we returned back to Santa Fe Indian Market, and this year we're happy to announce a solo show that we did, and which really caught the attention of a lot of people, and now some gallery representation for the first time for ACONAV.
Right, you're right. Yeah, and tell us about I know you're collaborating now with the gallery there to put in some of your art there.
Right. Yeah. So the Samsville Gallery, through the connection of a good friend, Mark Lewis, who's a production guy, a Fox Clan Productions in New Mexico. They basically came with this idea saying we need to move forward with what we can do as far as fashion in these galleries. We need to start enticing more of the younger generation. What can we do? Here's Loren doing all this stuff with fashion in native fashion. Let's see what he's got. So they came to me, they asked me, we'd like to have some gallery representation with you. How can we do this? What can we do? And our three heads came together and said, let's do a fashion show for Santa Fe New Market. Let's see what we can get as far as, coming up with some designs that will go to with the jewelry that you carry. And that's in the last couple months. That was my work. I came up with a small capsule collection just to kind of introduce to the market as a first time thing. And now we are happy to say that we have a whole section of the gallery dedicated to ACONAV with the garments and just the story in general, and being on display, and a place where you can actually go and try on and buy our dresses, and which is a dream come true. It's been in the works for quite a while. So glad to work with Sam Abway, the owner of Sam's Gallery, who really gave me a chance to have this opportunity and do that for him. So it's been a good working relationship, and we're looking forward to the future to bring more of that to Santa Fe.
That's great. That's really good. And with the internet and the whole creator economy now, lots of people are getting into whether it's making t-shirts or stickers or really just putting out their art, and we've got lots of native people coming out and starting Etsy stores or whatever. And the internet has made it really accessible for more people to start businesses. But like I heard you say in the beginning there, it was a while before your art really caught on to be a full-time career.
Right.
So those people that are out there starting these businesses and these Etsy shops or however they're doing a Shopify store, what is it for you? What were some of those things or resources that kind of helped you get from being a side business to this full-time thing? Is there some advice or direction you can kind of help some of these young folks coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. Don't be afraid to ask for help. First of all, there's a lot of help out there. A lot of different resources, places you can get educated for nothing. A lot of times, you just have to look. I think what was also great for me is that I had a supportive team. My wife, my mother, my family, they were all supportive with my idea to move on from engineering to doing this full time. I mean, I was leaving a promising career, and I really had to, win their trust and win their, respect for what I was doing. That this was going to move forward. So a lot of times it is scary, yeah, but you have to jump into things and figure things out on your own. It's true what they say: you fail so many more times before you succeed, and you just really have to fight through it all. There's no easy way. You just have to do it. And I always say, always apply what you learn immediately. When you don't apply what you learn, you forget it. It becomes harder. So anything you learn, try to apply it back to what you do. I was fortunate again to be able to kind of see a lot of different aspects of running a business from the small engineering firms that I worked with. So I kind of treated it like that. But fashion, it was a whole other animal. It's a whole other business to work in, and it's really true that it is a really cutthroat kind of industry. It's very competitive, I'll say, and you just have to keep thinking, moving forward, and when something fails, you have to keep moving forward and not let that stop you from doing anything. I think with natives in general, we have this tendency to kind of quit at the first sign of failure when we really can't. And I applaud all these other designers and people who keep pushing forward and bringing product. You're making a stand, you're making a statement. You're making our existence that much more evident, and making people aware that we have every capability to be on the same stages as larger non-native designers,
Right.
or and any kind of artist you are. We can be there, we can do it. Again, there's a lot of help out there. Don't be afraid to ask. I do my best to try to give advice to other people who come up and say, but I try not to make it too easy, because I want you to also experience how difficult it is, and learn your own way, learn your own path. And nothing's it really makes you who you're gonna be in the end. If you're strong, you're gonna find your way.
Yeah, good advice. Yeah. Asking for help is a big thing. Definitely reach out. There is a big community out there that's willing to help you. That's good. So what's next now? You've got this collaboration going. Do you have a new line launching or any new products we can that you got coming out?
Yeah, this was the new launch of the line for ready to wear. We definitely wanted something that was gonna, again, mesh with jewelry a lot easier, be able to dress it up, something that can kind of cover a wider range of different body types and age ranges. But right now, I think what's been the hot item in our world has been handbags. Just last December, we launched our first kind of style of handbag that represented an Acoma Oya pot, and it really caught attention of a lot of people. And I was always I was always nagged by a lot of people. You have to make handbags. You have to try to make handbags. But and also I was I was very interested in how the handbags. My father was a leather worker, so he did a lot of things in leather, and I was just amazed with the things that he could do, and really saw my designs being a part of that. So that's going to be the future, I think, of ACONAV, is the handbag collections, which will start making their way, more, which have made their way, and more will be making their way out in the years to come. But it just there's no limit to what we can put these designs to, and I'm glad that we can show that to generations to come, like I said. And it's so happy to say we're part of that future. ACONAV is working to be the future of Native American fashion.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through and looking at your bags now. I mean, it's some of these are just a natural shape. It takes the pottery and really kind of puts it in that three-dimensional shape. That's really cool. I mean, now you got to come out with some stuff, some backpacks or laptop bags, right, or something for us guys, so we can.
The list keeps growing.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And so if people are looking, I know we'll put links to your website, your Instagram, and everything too with this. But anywhere else where people can find it, they're looking to kind of shop your stuff or your lines, where's the best place to go?
For everything directly from us, it's ACONAV.com, and that's ACONAV.com. We're all over social media, so if you want to link to any of our websites, we're on Instagram at ACONAV, on Twitter at ACONAV_fashion, Facebook at ACONAV. So all the links are there. You can check out all the latest designs and then opening pages, and we're always available to answer any questions from anyone.
That's great. Well, Loren, congratulations on the collaboration and the success. And thanks for spending some time with us tonight.
Yeah. Thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
Thanks again, Loren, for spending a few minutes with us and discussing his art. I hope you'll all go check that out. It's ACONAV.com, WWW.ACONAV. So check that out. Pure Hearts Club says they were inspired tonight. Yeah, his stuff is amazing. All right, so don't forget, we are giving away 25 Pendleton blankets. And as promised, you have that special bonus code for you watching tonight. And that bonus code is 7556. So head on over to www.PowWows.com/25 and enter code 7556 for your special chance to win. And you get 25 free points for that. And that is just for you all watching tonight. All right. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you watching. I see the welcome on the first time. So yeah, thanks everybody. I really appreciate the comments and all the feedback and you being here tonight. Don't forget to go check out our scholarship shirts over at www.PowWows.com/scholarship and help us keep this scholarship fund going. And another word from our sponsor tonight.
Honor our past, be influenced by those who came before us, and rise to make a difference. It's easier than ever before to be a modern day warrior. Let's get vaccinated so we can get back to making history. We can do this.
And head on over to vaccines.org to find out more. All right, everybody. I'm Paul Gowder, and I do this live every night on Facebook, YouTube, and now Instagram. So thank you all for being here. I hope you will watch again. And to find out what all we're doing and find out where powwows are going, be sure to subscribe to our newsletter. That is absolutely the best way to stay in touch with all the stuff going on. And we've got even more stuff coming for you in the future. So I hope you and your family are doing well, and I can't wait to see you back next week with another special guest. Yeah, I've got another one lined up, I believe. It's going to be good. All right, everybody, have a safe weekend, and we will see you soon.